So I'm going to record this.
Perfect.
Is it supposed to show somewhere?
That it's recording, you click the thing in the bottom.
Oh, it says to click pause or stop, so it must be recording.
Oh, yep. I do see in the top left corner that it's recording, so I think we're good.
Okay, doesn't show on my screen. Okay, so I've got up here, can you see my screen, the
Yeah.
instructions? All right, so this is what we're supposed to do, I guess.
All right.
Oh, I guess first we were supposed to, there's this a presentation? Yeah, first was,
Do we do the study group template?
oh yes, that's part of it. Yeah, okay. So I've got that too here, but we can go over this. Did you look at the template?
A little bit.
It's like make up a question. Basically, that's what we're doing, is making a question for the test.
Okay.
So, yeah. So I guess that's what we're supposed to do first, but we're supposed to, from my reading of this section right here on 3, this is my understanding anyway, is we're supposed to use what we had to write up and submit last night for,
what were we supposed to submit last night?
oh, you didn't do that?
Well, for the group topic.
Give an example that demonstrates the process a legal case goes through from complaint to appeal.
Yes, I did do that, but I'm not sure if I did it right.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Because it said that it was only supposed to be like 25 words.
Well, that was the minimum. You had to do at least more than 25.
So I just talked about how if someone wants to appeal, they're gonna appeal their case to the judge or the jury or their attorneys. But
okay, so it says, okay, let's start at number 1. Discuss questions about this week's material. Update your individual study guide as needed. Well, I have way too many questions left unanswered to even go over during this. It would take more than an hour to figure that out.
Yeah, on the study guide, it was like with some of the things on it, there's a lot like to fill out.
Have you read all 3 chapters?
I still have a little bit of chapter 3.
Yeah, I kind of skimmed through the last part of chapter 3, but a lot of this stuff I didn't see in there. So I don't know where we're supposed to. Well, okay, there's an Ensign article, and there were 2 videos. I haven't watched those yet, but I don't think that they're going to have all of this.
An Ensign article?
Yeah.
In the book, or
no, for
the under the introduction.
Yeah, what we're supposed to study for, and what. Complete your study guide as you study the materials below. So there was chapters, the first 3 chapters, the Ensign article, A Battle of Pride.
I do need to read that.
No, I haven't read it either. And that video, and that video.
Yeah.
Oh, there's 3 3 videos. Yeah, but I don't think that's going to answer all of my questions, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, number 2, share your individual study group preparation assignment that was submitted prior to your meeting. So do you have yours?
Am I able to share?
Yeah, I can. There.
Let's see. I don't know if let me see if I could share it. Can you see?
Oh, yep.
It's kind of short.
You want to read it?
It says, given an example that demonstrates the process of a legal case goes through from complaint to appeal. And then I put, as I think about the process of a legal case as it goes through complaint to appeal, the first thing that comes to mind is not finding the situation that is acceptable or unsatisfactory, which right now you see a lot of complaints and appeals that are happening in the Ninth Circuit. And then in regards to appeal, I think of a request that is made to a higher court asking for a reversal of a decision made by a lower court.
Okay. All right. If you.
And then I wasn't sure if they wanted us to like search for cases.
Well, I kind of thought that, but then going back and looking at the question, the instructions, it wasn't. I'm doing a class. Reading through it further, I was like, it doesn't say anything about finding an actual case. So I don't know. I was confused as you.
Yeah. And then on the thing, it had a bunch of different groups for group topics. So
where
there was the thing with the group topics under, I'm not sure where it was.
Oh, that showed the weeks?
Well, the list of all the different group topics for all the different, for group 1, group 2.
Okay, so we're group 6.
Yeah.
So we
So
only have to do, and I was just reading it, it's Bette Midler versus Ford. And we have to do that next week. We have to do a presentation or some kind of.
And where is that?
Here, can you stop sharing?
Yes.
Okay. I don't care. Okay. So it is. What's the next one? Right here. When you go to this list, you just click on that.
Okay.
And it brings up it's 3.5 pages of an appeal case that we have to, from what I read, we have to somehow present that case to explain the outcome of the case and teach about the decision and reasoning of the judges. Explain the law that was applied and why the case was decided the way it was. Include a thought about the gospel lesson or principle that can help us better understand the case. So that's something that we have to do by, I'm guessing it's due. Oh, I did write it down. It's due next Saturday.
So we Like, will we meet Wednesday then?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you read it and have some ideas of how we can present it by Wednesday, I guess we can figure out what we're doing.
Perfect. Can definitely do that.
Okay. All right, let's go back here. Okay, so mine. Let me find it. Let me get back here. I didn't keep a typed out copy of mine. Okay, right here. So I went through just a kind of like what was in the book when they did their example of how they talked about the process. So I made up my own. So Susie Q's lawyer files a complaint with the clerk of the court alleging that her neighbor, Ida Wana, owes her $8,000 for the damage to her rental property she has been renting. A summons and copy of the complaint is then served on the defendant, Ida Wana, by the sheriff. The sheriff then files an affidavit attesting the defendant received the summons and complaint. Ida Wana then files her answer with both the court and Susie Q's lawyer. Since Ida denies that she owes Susie money, she files a motion to dismiss. The court rules that Susie has evidence to support her claim and denies the motion to dismiss. Ida then files her answer with the court, denying the allegations set forth in the complaint. In court, the plaintiff's case is presented with the evidence that Ida has damaged the property while living in it. Since Ida has no witnesses or evidence to show that she isn't responsible for the damage, she is the person named on the contract she is ordered to pay. Ida could file an appeal, but considering she has no evidence to prove her innocence, she decides not to. So that was what I took it to be, as you give an example. Or
Looks good.
so, yeah, anyway. I guess I should since I didn't make a copy of it anywhere. Okay. So, ask questions to clarify. Do we understand the process of appeal, filing the complaint to an appeal?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's
what I took it to be. Anyway. So, do our examples align with the topic? Discuss possible modifications. So if that's what it's supposed to be, was doing the case from filing the complaint to the appeal, then yours probably needs some work.
yeah. Just, I think with my example, I think I just need to think of like a real life scenario that someone might go through.
Yeah.
With
Hopefully.
someone that maybe damages their neighbor's car. Like I've watched Judge Judy, and so I've seen a lot of the court
Yeah.
stuff on there. So I just need to kind of, I think, be a little more creative.
Yeah.
Of
Okay.
coming up with an example. So
which example are we going to use in our template?
You can use yours.
Okay. Here's the template.
Where's the template? It says right up at the top.
Yeah, right there. I just downloaded it. It's on my thing here. So And I think, did it say? It doesn't say whether we each have to submit it.
What at the end of the meeting, if you can email the copy that we do to me, and then you can submit it,
Okay.
and then that way we both have a copy
Okay.
of it. Because I know with one of the groups that I was in yesterday, someone had submitted, or did you? Maybe it was. I think it might have been you, because we had to submit our group time.
Yeah.
I think when I tried to do it, it was already put in. So I think if
Oh,
one of
so
us,
we're set up already as one. Okay. Yeah, I
I
texted
think,
you and said I was already there. I'd just submit it.
yeah. So I think if you just email me a copy of it, just in case,
Okay.
for whatever reason the teacher doesn't have it, we can say we submitted it.
Okay.
We did it.
Yeah.
But I think if we also put in, I'm not sure. Do you know if we have to put in the link to our meeting?
Yes.
If we do that as well, they'll be able to see that we did it. So
Yeah. Okay. Oops, I didn't want to go next. I wanted to go down here. Too many buttons. Okay. And you know, it's funny. My husband's name is Michael, and it's Michael Dale. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah, it says right there. Have one member of your group upload the completed document.
Can you share your screen? Because I don't.
Oh, is it not still?
No.
Huh. Oh, because I have to go back here and go to a different. Because I changed screens. That's why. There, now can you see it?
Yep, I do.
Okay. Can't just pull different things up. Gotta actually say, I gotta share a different screen. Okay. Yeah, then we gotta put the link in there. Okay. So our topic was pages.
It was given an example that demonstrates the process of a legal case that goes through complaint to appeal.
Okay. For example, explanation of our example. I should explain the principle your example is teaching and explain how the example demonstrates that principle.
So I think I like how at the end of your thing, how you put that, well, I think a learning thing that I think we can learn from your last sentence is the importance of making sure that you have evidence so that you're able to prove your innocence. But but you don't have that. Because I wonder how many cases are thrown out.
Because they don't have evidence.
Yeah.
So what is the principle that we're supposed to be teaching?
Let's see. What was the talk? Pride? Was it?
Oh, from the one we're supposed to read?
Yeah.
Let me see here.
It was something pride. For some reason, I'm not sure if it's because
A
we're
battle of
sharing
pride.
the Battle of Pride.
A battle of pride.
So it says, give an example of a teaching. So maybe something of, ooh, I know. I'm pulling up the talk on my phone
Okay.
so I can see. So it talks about, let's see. So it says, surrendering my will, the book fell open to Ether 15. As I began reading of the battle between Coriantumr and Shiz, I was overcome by the spirit, recognizing that the story was about proud men sacrificing everything in a battle of cunning and power. I read how millions had been slain in the battle and how Coriantumr, in remorse, sent an epistle to Shiz, offering to give him the kingdom so that his people might be spared. But Shiz, in his pride, refused the offer unless Coriantumr would allow himself to be slain. I recognize the similar impact of pride and emotion in my own conflict as I read how the people of Coriantumr were angered by the counter offer and how the battle continued. After more battles, Coriantumr again tried to surrender the kingdom in exchange for the lives of the people, but the fighting continued until both armies were dead. Coriantumr finally beheaded Shiz and almost died himself. So I think I'm trying to think of how we could tie it in with your example. One of the things that comes to mind is someone that accidentally scratches someone's car and they don't have the courtesy to leave their phone number or their name.
Okay. So I brought up the example. Can you see that, or do I need to change again?
I don't. I just see the Word document.
Okay.
And I actually think I may have printed it.
The sample. Okay, there it should show. So there's explanation of our example. So this is the sample group assignment thing.
So the turn.
So it's basically just, it's reiterating then that the process.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what's on their explanation example here is they're just reiterating the example.
And then I'm trying to remember what your example
Okay, I'll go back to that other screen.
was.
So
I can't see the screen.
Again?
Yeah.
What did it do? I was sharing. I didn't change anything.
Now I see it.
I must have bumped something. Okay. So it's just basically what we've put on here, right? Files a complaint. They go to court. Motions up and filed. Um, mm,
Able to provide evidence that she is not responsible, or
oh, she's the one that filed against IDA. so it's in her favor because she's able to provide evidence that
okay,
proves her point or proves her
proves
case.
proves her case.
Um, I have no idea.
There's no need to file an appeal due to insufficient evidence, due to lack of evidence, or
Yeah, due to lack of. All right, so now we have to make up a quiz question. And, okay, let me go back to the other screen. The example, this one. Theirs, they basically used their thing again as the question, just asking then, was it a good idea what he did? So if ours is about the appeal process, we could, okay, gotta remember to go back here. Could ask the order of, list out the order of the process, and they have to pick the correct order.
yeah. What is the process to file the correct? What is the process to file a legal case?
Okay.
And then it says include the part of your example.
Oh, come on. Include the entire question, including the part of your example that should be included in the question. So, yeah, how do we put that in there without?
So what part do we want to use from the top part for the example? Not for the top part where it talks about where Juana owes her 8,000. Do we want to include that part?
Let's see.
We could do that top sentence and then tie in a question that way.
What are her next steps?
What are her next steps to go to court? Or what are the next steps that they will go through? I'm trying to think.
What are the next steps she needs to take? Yeah, what are the next steps she needs? What are the next steps she will take in order before her case goes to appeals? How's that?
Sounds good.
This has got to be the correct answer. So, so she's filed her complaint. Let's see. So the next step she takes.
That's right where I'm at. I haven't got quite to that part about appeals yet. I'm on that page right now. It says in the book, it says you should remember some of the more important pleadings are the complaint, answer, motion to dismiss, counterclaim, and motion for summary judgment. There are 4 major types of discovery: depositions, interrogatories, requests for admissions, document production. Each has an advantages and limitations. The scenario for a lawsuit is as follows. Alleged injury to a plaintiff. This is page 77.
Okay.
Alleged injury to a plaintiff, complaint filed by a plaintiff by his or her own attorney. Answer and or preliminary motions by defendant or his or her attorney. Discovery and pre-trial motions, pre-trial conference, trial.
Oh.
Post-trial motions, and then appeal.
So
do we want to maybe list out those steps?
So she's already filed the complaint. So then it would be
answer and or preliminary motions by defendant or his or her attorney.
Can I have some of the vanilla yogurt?
Yes, James. Oops. That's, and then discovery and pre-trial
motions.
Pre-trial
conference. I've been trying to read while at work when it's slow. In between calls, I work at On Track, and so there's other things that I could be doing while I'm working, but I have my book on my desk that I read instead. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to finish the rest of chapter 3, and I think we're supposed to read chapter 19 too.
I read that somewhere. Well, I think it's the first 3 weeks, so maybe that's in next week's reading.
Okay.
Because I saw that somewhere, but it wasn't listed in this week's stuff.
Well, maybe on Friday when I'm off, I'll try to get the study guide done since I'm off all day, or at least part of it, or
Um,
get at least the first couple of pages done.
Yeah,
It's because it's a lot.
that is a lot of reading.
And I was trying to find I wish there was an audio book just so I could listen to it on my way to work and on the way home.
Yeah. Yeah, I have this class that I have to read all of this in, and then I have another class and I have to read the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Too much reading. Makes my brain-
Yeah. And this book is large. It's a lot of reading in this book.
It's a boring book. That's the problem. It's boring.
And I mean, I know the reason why we have to read it because my major is business management. But
Oh.
I
So yours is business management.
yeah.
Mine's applied management. So this is one of your electives then?
Yeah, it's one of the few classes that I have left. So I'm kind of hoping that if I get through the 2 classes that I have right now, that the other 3 or 4 classes that I have left will be a lot easier than this. I mean, so far it hasn't been too bad.
Yeah.
It's just I'm more worried about the tests
Tests.
because is it just we didn't have to have a proctor or anything like that for it, right?
I don't think so.
That's nice.
I've never
'cause
had any of my classes have had that.
It's one of my first classes that I had to have a proctor, and it drove me nuts because I always
Wow.
had to have someone supervise while I was taking the test.
That would be so annoying.
And I'm not going to cheat, but it's just nice to be in my room and feel like I can just take my time and don't feel like I have someone watching me.
Yeah.
So that's good if it's not proctor.
Okay, did I get all of them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 5 things there. 1, 2.
Is that for the wrong answer?
Yeah, I just mixed them up.
Oh, okay. Perfect. Wrong answer 1, feedback type.
That is
So what do we have to put?
That's the incorrect order. I don't know.
This is incorrect. How could we?
Let me look at this
'Cause
other.
I don't know if we'll be able to use
examples.
I don't know if we'll be able to use the book on the test.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything about being open book. Where did I lose that now? Oh, sample right there. Okay. I'll just tell you what it says here. Wrong answer. Oh, this just shares information about, okay, so this one says yes, because Nancy is Bill's attorney. The attorney-client privilege allows him to keep the information private since he told it to his lawyer in confidence. So that's a wrong answer. So there. Oh, that's feedback. Feedback. This is incorrect because Nancy is the company's attorney. This is incorrect because the information Bill shared was confidential. Blah, blah, blah.
So go back up
Okay.
a little bit.
Wrong screen. Just a minute. This one's.
You have it shared.
Yeah, you can see it, but I changed screens. Now I got to find it right here. Okay. Can you still see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so we have answers and or pretrial motions, but discovery, pretrial conference, trial, post-trial. And then what was
So we could.
the wrong answer, you want to go through the answer or preliminary motions first?
Yeah, so you want to put which ones first?
Answer preliminary motions. How about we put you must file preliminary motions with your attorney, with his or her attorney, or you must follow and answer preliminary motions to your attorney first.
And or preliminary motions that oh my gosh.
Perfect. That looks good.
And then it's discovery, pretrial. Yeah, so I moved that one.
And are these going to be like the questions on the test?
Well, it says these can be used. We're to submit questions that can be used on the test. So it almost sounds like he's going to be using the questions that everybody has made up on the test. Yay!
Seems kind of weird. Because we won't, we haven't seen like the other people's questions, right?
Yeah.
This will be interesting then.
Conference.
And we're just about at an hour, so we're almost
Okay.
done, I think.
Oops.
Have you had a lot of group meeting classes?
I had one last semester and one the semester before.
I like them. It's just hard finding the time to meet that works.
Yeah, you've got to get everybody.
With everyone. Where if we were on campus, we would just see everyone and be in a group setting during class that we would discuss everything. So.
Let's see. Which one? Where'd that one go? A second. Yep.
The other class I'm in right now that I have to meet on both Tuesday and Thursday with my group.
You have to meet twice a week?
Yeah.
Which class is that?
It's a math 221.
Oh, statistics?
Yeah.
I don't have to take that one. Thank goodness.
Which Which I mean, like, it's only for like 15. I think we met yesterday for like, I think it was like a half hour, or maybe less. I'm not exactly sure how long it was, but we just go over like what we've read, and then we have to take a short quiz together, and then we're pretty much done. So it's not super bad.
Uh,
So, and starting the Monday the 13th,
okay.
I'm gonna be getting off at 3:45 Pacific Standard Time, so I'll be home by 5. So I'll even be able to meet earlier if
Your 5 is my 6.
yeah.
I could probably do that.
So I mean, next week we can kind of discuss and see, because I'm up for meeting earlier if it works out.
Yeah.
I
just we'll have to make sure that it's cut to an hour because I have a 7 o'clock one.
Okay.
I'll
Yep.
have-
We can definitely do that.
Okay, which one did I miss? Answer. Pre-trial conference. Discovery. Trial. Oh, post-trial.
Yeah, my work sent me an email yesterday telling me that my shift is changing. They were having people work coming in at 15-minute intervals. So it was like
That's a weird.
7:30 to 4:15, where now they're changing it to have the shift start on the hour and ending at 3:40. Like my shift will end at 3:45, so which is better than being there till 4:15. It's just going to be interesting getting used to having to go in earlier. But I'm glad that I was glad that they weren't saying you're going to have to start coming in later.
Oh, let's see. How should I put this? Trial. Never comes
First.
before the pre-trial conference.
That looks good. Yep.
Discovery and pre-trial. Oh, that's spelled right. And gosh. Okay. There. How's that look?
Looks good.
Okay.
And then what about the
I'll fix
top?
this one. Yeah.
The correct process
The correct
for
answer. This is the correct process for.
appeals.
No, it's not appeals. It's for going from filing the complaint process from filing complaint. Oh, can't even spell. To appeals.
Perfect.
All right, IPPEAL. No.
A,
Oh my gosh. My brain is fried. Yes, there we go. Okay.
And then scroll up to the very top. Okay, so we. Okay, so we could delete that top part, right? Where it
And-
says replace the text in the brackets, the toes, delete the brackets, have one member. Okay, so we've done that.
Oh, yeah.
And then we paste the
And
link.
I'll put the link there before I send it to you. Yep, right there. Okay.
Do you have the link?
You have to finish it,
Okay.
close it out, and then it sends you you get a link.
And you put my email in when you created the meeting?
Oh, no. It makes a recording of our meeting. And it's just like if you were to go to YouTube and watch a video.
Okay. So you'll paste it in after and then submit everything.
Yep.
And then will I get a copy of the meeting or?
Yeah. I will send you this template with that link on it.
Okay. Perfect.
So, all right. Did we
So
do everything we were supposed to do?
For some reason, I
exam
can't
question.
get to the BYU page. I don't know if that's because we're doing a meeting or what.
Oh. Okay. It just. Oh. Let's see. Go back here. There we go. Okay. This one. Let's see what I want there. Oh my gosh. Okay, just a second. There we go. Okay. Now where'd it go? I have too many pages open. Okay. So we did our exam question. Choose a new group leader for next week and confirm next week's meeting time.
Well, I guess I'll be I guess I could be the group leader and be the typist. I could be the typist next week.
Okay.
And then
7 o'clock for you, 8 o'clock for me.
yeah. And then if you're wanting to meet earlier, you can definitely let me know.
Okay. If I get done with the other one, which I don't know how long that one will be, but I'll send you a text if I'm done early.
All right. Do you ever use Google Docs?
Yes. Oh yeah, we could do that.
Because I know that we have to do a group meeting. I'm just wondering, like, if we did like a group, I mean, I'm not sure how much time each of us have since we both have different classes and work and other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But if we had a Google Doc and we each tried to fill in part of it.
Oh yeah, that would help. Yeah.
But I don't know if we're supposed to discuss everything together. Well, for the hour, if we have to meet for the full hour.
I don't know.
So maybe.
That's I was surprised when it said meet for your hour. I'm like, really? You have a set time? So I've never had a set time that we've had to meet for a meeting.
Because I mean, I'm all for half hour.
Yeah.
Half hour, 45 minutes, 20 minutes. But I mean, if we have to meet for the full hour, because I'm sure once we get used to the study guides, I'm sure we'll have a lot more questions.
Yeah. I mean, we could pose that question to him in one of the discussion boards if our meetings have to be an hour to find out for sure.
Okay.
But I think as long as we go over everything that's on our thing in our meeting, I don't see why it has to be an hour.
Yeah.
Good night.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll post post that and see.
Okay.
And that's so weird that it
You still can't get to your screen?
it allowed me to get in.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure why it wouldn't let me before.
Oh.
So and then we have to do an accountability quiz. Do you want to do
yeah.
the accountability?
Oh, are we supposed to do that together?
Well, it says I attended and participated in my group's meeting.
Oh.
I did. Please rate your personal effort in completing this. Yeah, okay. Sweet. These are easy questions.
Right there. How many are there?
4.
Oh, 4. I see that.
So I'm gonna do that right now. Get that out of the way.
Yeah. Okay. Completed all the reading this week before my team meeting.
Well, it's because we're gonna do more reading next week. So if you're on chapter 3,
Yeah.
I'd say we're good. And then if we're reading more next week, too.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Okay. Didn't participate.
And then the study group will be submitted.
Yeah.
And then that's,
Yep. Okay. Well, I will.
and then I guess that'll be every.
Well, I'm going to stop the recording.